Hello, this is Stephanie Toman, and this is about revising or practicing what you've learnt with the video-based learning. So if you sit and watch videos, if you're going to do the advanced presentation in this case, presentation qualification, to sit and just watch the videos, I'm afraid, is not enough. You could have previous skill sets, which lots of us do. We have a multitude of different skills that we picked up from different areas. But the thing is that if you're learning something new, or changing the way that you've learned something in the past, in other words, there's a more efficient way of doing it, then unless you put it into practice, it may not come back to you, may not be able to recall it in an exam or in the real world if you're working at work or on your dissertations or other assignment work. So you do need to practice it. Hence, there's a way of practicing. So you can see on this slide, we've got all the resources. This is all on the YouTube videos as well. So all of the resources will be everything you need to go along with the videos. This was the case for all of the advanced. So you can pick up those resources, you could open the same documents, PowerPoint slides or spreadsheets or workbooks, and go along with the way that it's being taught in small chunks. Then what you can do is go to the weekly revision practice paper, which is still in all resources, so all your learning and practice is all in the all learning resources, and you can look at those resources. There's a paper, there's work files to work from, and there's a solution paper as well. If you're still not sure about certain areas, there's an added little extra which is in this link here, and this link will show you the weekly revision practice videos, so it show you what's expected from that question and how you go about doing the most efficient way of answering it, because there's no one way of answering quite a lot of the IT task questions. So this should hopefully help you to understand how you approach all of the questions from 1 to 22. Okay, thank you. If we go and find that paper, everything you need is in the weekly revision folder on Aula. So we're looking for the advanced presentation weekly revision paper, and we're going to do questions 1 to 4. And we need the weekly revision work files, so that when you open those up, you should see these work files in there if you've got the right ones. Make sure you haven't opened up the manual work files or the pre-online paper work files. There's a few to choose from. So back to our paper, let's start the revision questions. So it asks us to create a blank presentation, add a title of my template presentation to the default slide, the title slide, with Arial font size 14, and it says don't include the subtitle and save the presentation as a template. So we need to think about the save as type as well. So we're going to open up a new presentation. I could go to the bottom here, but let's do it as you would do if you hadn't got anything open. This blank one. And it's asked us to add the title. So this is our title, and it says my template presentation. Okay, so it doesn't want anything on the subtitle area. We're going to do File, Save As. In the exam, we'd use the browse as well, because that way we can get the dialog box up and we can see exactly where it's being saved to. In this case, I'm saving it to my desktop, and I'm going to pop it into just on the outside of there because I don't want to affect what I'm using already. So notice it's a PPTX. I need to change it to a template. Notice as soon as I change it to template, it actually changes at the top and goes to custom office templates. So I'm going to change that back to desktop. The reason I'm pointing that out particularly as well is in the exam, if you see it's in Z drive up here and then you change it to a template, sometimes that will change and it doesn't go to the Z drive. So be really careful, because that's where you're trying to save it to. And then when we save, it's happy with that, and we're going to move on to the next question, and it is saying still using the template. So we'll go back there and have a look. So still using the template presentation, add a new slide with a section header layout and another one with a to content layout. And then we'll have a look at the next one. So we've got add a slide with a section header and then add another slide with a to title content. And then it wants us to apply the design. Let's check what we need to do. Apply the design, theme of facet to the presentation and a background texture canvas to the first slide only. Save the presentation. Okay, so we've got the presentation here, and we're going into design. We're going to try and find the facet theme. There it is. But the first one, it wants to have a format background of a canvas. Only this one, which is that canvas, that one. Ah, there it is, all that way around. So this is like still got the design facet, but that one's got a texture canvas. So we're going to now apply that and then save presentation. So we'll save it and move on to the next question. Question 3. Continue again with the template presentation and add new slides at the end of the template presentation using slides from outline from the document tool. So we go to the end. Remember where that is. It's in the home and in the new slides. We're going to have slides from outline. We've got to navigate back to the desktop and then into the folder, and it's going to be in this weekly revision folders here, and we're going to use the tool. Make sure we use the right one. That should eventually drop in, and there we go. They've come in at the side there. Back to the question, make sure we don't miss anything. Oh, we've still got another bit. Reuse all the slides from the Durham presentation at the end of the PowerPoint and save it as city tours and close it. So we're going back to the end again. I'm going to use that feature, the one right next to the outline, slides from outline is the reuse slides. Let's close the format background. We're going to browse, file, going back to desktop where I've got them. You'll be going to Z Drive if you're in the exam, or your own desktop if you've got yours on the desktop, and eventually get through. And we're going to pick up, make sure we get the right one, picking up Durham. There it is. And it says all the slides. So click in there again. They're both there. And then save as. So we go to File, Save As, Browse again, always using the browse. And then we've got it called My Template Presentation. We're going to call it City Tours. Exactly as it's asked us. Still a template, which is good. And I'm going to save it just on the outside again of my folder. Okay, just one more to do. For the first part of our revision exercises, we're looking at Open City Tour. Well, we've already got it open, so it seems a bit pointless to do it again. Let's look at the question. Okay, Open City Tours presentation, which we've just created. Delete slide 4 to slide 8. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. So 4 slides. Okay. And we can use the delete button to do that, and use the slide master to apply a Cambria size 40 and a perspective shadow text effect, your choice to all title slides. Delete the date, so we'll keep this one, I think, for a minute. I'm just going to bring that down. I'm going to do this one first. So we're deleting slide 4 to slide 8. So 4 to 8 and delete. And then it says to go into the master slide. So it wants us to go into the view, slide master, all the way up to the top master of masters, and we're going to apply in the home tab a Cambria, so I can type in CA, let's come down a bit, a Cambria size 40, type in 40, enter, and a perspective shadow text effect. So in here, in our format tab, we have our text effects. Here's some here, here's a shadow. So we're looking for perspective, we've got outer. Not sure if it's one of the names, if I wasn't sure in the exam. Let's have a good look around. There it is. So we've got a perspective and we can use any one of our own choice. So sometimes it's about hovering on things and sometimes it's about just checking the whole area first so you don't waste any time. It then goes on to, let's just check the paper. It goes on to ask to delete the date placeholder from the slide master only. Save the file as a presentation template called new template and close all presentation files if they're open. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of the date placeholder, click on the edge of it and hit delete. Make sure you don't click the date inside. And then close that, and then we're going to File, Save As, and Browse. Make sure it's still a template, which it is, and we're going to change the name again. So it's quite a tricky all of that. New template, and then finished. Okay, so that's the weekly revision exercise questions that go with week 2 lecture, questions 1 to 4, and I'm going to move on to week 3 lecture slides. Thank you.